am streaming to two different places. Being brave, I'm streaming live to my fabulous group. Hello, lovely ladies. And also to YouTube. Hello, my lovely people. How are you doing today? So if you don't know me, I'm Eloise. I'm the Money Alchemist. And I help people who have a real connection to spirituality and their business and their life to create more money in their lives so that they can impact more and more people. Okay. And the other day, I sent an email out to my lovely list of amazing people. And if you're not on my list yet, you are missing out, lovely. Okay. So do get on my list. The links are in all my bios. And there's loads of really cool tips and techniques and advice and stories that will help you understand your money personality and how to work with that to create even more money. But back to my point, I asked my list what their biggest money question was when it came to this work, to manifesting money. And I had several replies, and I've selected a few to go through because some of them they weren't repetitive. I don't mean like they were repetitive, boring wise, but they were similar questions. So I'm just going to jump on my phone here and make sure that I pick the ones that I wanted to. So the first one was from Tracy. And I've just realized I've done something a little bit strange. So let me just grab that again. Never works well when I'm live, does it? Okay, so Tracy said, I would like to find out how to manifest money to enrich my life. And this is a really, really common question that I get. How can I manifest more money? Well, first and foremost, I want to let you know that manifesting money is the easiest thing to manifest, even though you've probably got loads of proof that it isn't. Okay. And I had loads of proof that it isn't. Manifesting money is easy because it's all around us. And if you don't believe me, check out my Money Magic Foundations. People who use these Money Magic Foundations regularly realize that there is money everywhere. Okay. So one of the things that I recommend you do is connect with money every single day. And there are lots of different ways you can do this. If you connect with money, what happens is you start seeing it, you start manifesting it, you start drawing it into your awareness and into your life. So go and check out my Money Magic Foundations stuff, because that is really going to help you. But really importantly, know that you are worthy. Okay, know that you are capable, know that you are a powerful manifester. And in my free group, we talk about this a lot. We talk about understanding our own power when it comes to manifesting anything, let alone money. Okay, so these are the starting points for manifesting money. Another amazing way that you can manifest money is to use magical manifestation checks. And again, there's free training over in my group every month about that. And every month we celebrate how the checks have got paid, or that a check highlighted that there might have been a blockage or some sort of issue that you needed to work on to overcome that. Okay, so that's like the 101. Get in the group first of all, start practicing the Money Magic Foundations, and then dip your toe into the magical manifestation checks. Okay, they are super powerful. And also, I do have paid programs which you can come and join me in that will help you with manifesting money really, really fast and also really, really consistently. So thank you for your question, Tracy. I'm just going to have a look. Zoe is my next question. Let me just find that. Again, she has asked something similar. It's about drawing money towards her. How can I draw money towards me? I write my manifestations down in advance as to whatever I want to achieve or need. And whenever I think about it, I thank the universe for allowing me before I've received it. I set myself goals, but it seems like a never-ending cycle of moving forward financially a little bit and then end up having to take 10 steps back, right? Oh my goodness, I totally feel you on this, Zoe. It's something that I've experienced myself, and there's two things that jump out when I read your question. The first is there's a word in there that actually can make your manifestation attempts invisible to money. So money vibrates at a really high level on a very high frequency. And you said this word, need. Okay, now need is a real low vibration word, and it has a, if we need money, which is the kind of like, it's a bit counterintuitive because we want to manifest money because we need money in a lot of cases, and that's the first time we think about, oh, I need to manifest money. But if we need, what we're doing is we're coming from a very low vibration start point. And what happens is, like, we've got money manifestations up here on the high vibration, and when we're in a need or a low vibration, and I'm not saying you don't need money, you absolutely do need money, but you have to connect with a higher vibration. I hope that's coming across. When you're in a low vibration and you're in that, I need money, I desperately need money, I need, you get what you focus on. So if you are focusing on what you need, you get what you get need. Okay. If you're focusing on money flow, you will get money flow, but it comes from a different place. So if you're constantly thinking about needing money, you're going to manifest more need for money. Okay, so what I like to do, and I know this is virtually impossible, but I like you to work on it, and it's something that I'm working on myself, is when it comes to money, forget about needing it. Think about, cast your mind forward, and you've already said you're doing this, cast your mind forward. Think about how it's going to feel. Imagine how it's going to feel when you have that freedom, when you don't have that worry, right? So come out of that negative vibration around that word need and focus on, oh my goodness, it's just going to fill my heart with joy. It's, everything's going to change for me. It's going to be wonderful. Live in that vibration using your imagination. Okay, because if we're on the low vibration at all with money, we're literally off the radar. The radar's kind of, imagine it's pinging around at this level, it's not pinging this way. So like, the money's going, yeah, where are you, can't find you. Yeah, if you, even if you do need money and you can spend a few moments imagining, there's a chance that money's going to spot you because you're on that higher vibration. So I hope that makes sense. Plus, it's really fun to imagine your life, because what you think about, you will get. So if you think about and you feel beautiful energy around money, you will really, really enhance the ability for money to come towards you. Now, I know actually you're very positive about this, Zoe, but I just thought that would be really useful for other people. The other thing you said, which again, I totally get, was it seems like a never-ending cycle. It's like I move forward financially a little bit and then end up having to take 10 steps back. Now, what this is about a couple of things. So it could be your energetic zero, and it's very likely to be your container size. And what I mean by that is your ability to receive. So what can happen is when you have a receiving block, sometimes the money just misses you. Okay, because you're blocked, you feel like you don't deserve it, you don't feel worthy. There's all these stories inside of us. Other times money drops in, but it drops out because the container that we have for holding money, that belief, that capacity, isn't big enough. So it just flows straight back out of it. It like goes just like that. And that's why we often see, like, you'll get a nice big windfall of some sort and you'll think, yes, I'm on a roll, and then bang, you'll dink your car. And wouldn't you know it, the amount it costs to fix that dink in your car is the amount of money that you had coming in, almost to the penny, right? Now, there are a couple of things you can do, and they do take time. Like, I wish I could just wave a magic wand and all of our money blocks and stories and capacities and containers could go away and get bigger, if you know what I mean. But it takes work. And what we're working on here is actually healing several things in our lives that have been perhaps perpetuated before. If you believe in past lives, it could have come from that. It could have come from generational stories, and it could come from our own childhood or adulthood around money. So, for example, many of you know my story, that I was £100,000 in credit card debt and I had my home repossessed. So when it came to thinking about buying a house again many years later, I had this massive block that it will never happen. I don't deserve it. I shouldn't be, no one should trust me with big amounts of money because I can't be trusted, you see. So my container was very small. Like I could handle maybe £1,000 or £2,000, but anything more than that, it would literally just fly out. Okay. So I needed to work on my container, my ability to receive. Yeah. And the way you do that is by putting in place some targets, using money targets, and you change, you improve, and you learn to become comfortable. So what you're doing is you're stretching your comfort zone. Okay. If you've never sat and held in your, in your environment, £5,000, £10,000, £20,000, then you're going to struggle if that money comes in and you haven't got all your blocks and stories, sort of on the way to being healed. The other thing you might have is what I call an energetic zero, and that is that you've lived in a pattern. You've lived in a pattern of being at that number. So I had a pattern for a long, long time where I couldn't be less than £25,000 in debt. Every time I'd clear a bit off, I'd go bang straight to 25,000. And I worked on that, and it got smaller, and it ended up being 15, and then it's zero now. It's zero now. And in fact, now I'm working on holding more money. So instead of being in debt, my energetic zero was like minus 25,000. Now I'm aiming to get it to plus 25,000 in terms of what I can hold in my environment. My earnings were the same. I'd only ever earn a certain amount in my salary. And for the longest time in my business, I couldn't go above it for some reason. I couldn't go above it. So it felt like I kept hitting, and you hit it and then you drop back down again. And that's what that feeling is about. Feeling like you take a step forward and then a couple of steps back. Now, this is not a massively quick fix. It is a journey. It's a journey of healing. Check out the Money Alchemy Circle, because in May we were doing expanding your container, and in June we were doing expanding your container, and July is actually energetic zeros. So perfectly timed there, Zoe. I hope that helps. Sometimes just knowing what the situation is can actually help you heal it. But if you want some details, let me know. So that was Tracy and Zoe. Lisa's the next one. This is a great question. They're all great questions. Lisa said, how do you know if you have money blocks? Because I can never get ahead. Okay, so here's the way you know if you've got money blocks. Okay, if you feel like you haven't got the money that makes life easy for you, if you haven't got all the money that you want, then you have a money block of some sort. And it might be a small one, it might be a big one, it might be a really old one, or it might be a new one. But if there are any signs that you haven't got everything that you want in terms of money, then you have some sort of block. Okay, so it's a very simplistic answer. Okay, people who have lots of money and are at their level, like if they don't feel like they want any more, then they've cleared the money blocks that they've had to get to that point. Now that might change if they decide they want some more and they need to clear some blocks and stories and then move on to the next level. So my very quick answer is, if you haven't got all the money that you want in your life, then you've probably got some sort of money block or story. Now, it doesn't mean that you're living completely stressed out and in struggle. It might do, but it might not. You might just think, well, I'm doing all right. I could do with a little bit more. And that little bit more might be the difference. Okay. I didn't know. I still don't know what my right amount is, but I'm feeling my way with it. Okay, and I know I can feel my money blocks. When you've been doing this work even for just a few months, you can feel and see and hear your money blocks. You're like, oh, okay, so I've got an issue with that. So yeah, how do you know? If you haven't got the money that you want, then you've probably got a money block in there somewhere, or a story or a belief that's holding you back from getting that. So I hope that answers your question, Lisa. Shauna. Shauna, let's have a look at you. Oh, yeah. So Shauna said, I'm unhappy with my job and I'd like to know how to focus on something different and achievable without being well educated. Okay, so this is something I see a lot, and it is really, oh, it's something, again, I've struggled with for 20 odd years. Like, I felt like I wasn't ready, or I wasn't qualified enough, or I wasn't bright enough, or I wasn't tall enough, or I wasn't smart enough, all these types of things. But I want to tell you that in 99.9% of cases is just a story that your comfort zone is telling you. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that story, other than if you want more, you're going to need to break through it. Now, I have seen so many examples of people who have far fewer qualifications than me, who are not as, haven't done anywhere near as much research as me. They haven't been in business anywhere near as long as me, and they are literally smashing it, right? You don't need to be well educated. You don't need to have a million courses to do anything. Okay, there are a very small number of jobs that you do need to be qualified for, but there are loads and loads of opportunities. And one example of this is, there's a lady in my group, you know who you are, absolutely loves talking to older people, but couldn't work out how to make a living from it, and really actually said, wouldn't it be amazing if people would just pay me to go around their houses and chat to them? And I thought, I've seen something about that. I just watched a film where someone had paid a young girl to be their companion. I say young girl, a young woman to be their companion and travel the world. And I said to this lady, actually, that is a thing. Like, that used to be done many, many years ago. And do you know what? People now pay her to go and talk to relatives that might be on their own, and help them out and things like that. And it's absolutely brilliant. Okay. And then we all have things that we are super good at, and often we don't even know that we're super good at them. Okay, so what I recommend that you do is actually jot down a whole list of all the skills that you've got. And I bet you there are things that you find easy that other people don't. Those are the things that you can start working on to either build up a side hustle. I hate that word hustle because it's all about being easy, a side business, and earn a little bit of money, build your confidence, and then you can be all in when you're ready. And what happened to me when I built my side business initially was, I had so much joy for that side business that I found that my job wasn't as unbearable. I mean, I was always lucky. I had jobs that I enjoyed, but I really struggled with being employed. But I found it much easier because I was fulfilling my creativity, I suppose, in another place. And so when it came to leaving my full-time job and I'd built up this portfolio of clients and programs, I felt absolutely brilliant about leaving. Now, there is never a good time. You will never feel ready. You will never feel ready. And once you know those two things, you'll be like, right, I don't feel ready. Okay, but actually, I'm never going to feel ready. So, I especially, and I know many of you will be suffering from perfectionism, or what I call recovering from perfectionism. I feel like it's something that we never fully stop doing. Um, that perfectionist is preventing you making a difference to other people. Okay. And that's what most of us are here to do, right? That's what we feel inclined to do, is to help other people. Maybe it's something practical, maybe it's something theoretical, maybe it's something spiritual, but that voice in your head telling you you're not ready is a liar. Okay. And it will keep telling you that no matter how many qualifications or courses you take. So, don't let it hold you back. Write down a list of skills that you have, and Shauna, think about the things that you find easy and that you enjoy doing. Build up from that. And there's so many different ways that you can start out and then build on that. And you wouldn't believe the types of businesses that are out there. So, Charmaine, let me just have a look at your question, lovely. Yeah, so Charmaine said, I've been doing the daily habits and I find that I'm attracting money every day. Woohoo! But it seems to be coming in small amounts, which I'm still grateful for, absolutely, because that's one of the habits, right? But how do I enlarge my capacity without seeming greedy? So this goes back to that one of the earlier questions about expanding your container. Was one thing. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that word greedy. So I'm going to talk about expanding that container again, just very briefly. I love, love, love that you're doing the habits because they really work, don't they? And if you're only receiving small amounts of money, it's because, like you've realized, you need to expand that container. And so that does involve daydreaming. Okay, imagining, visioning, however you want to be, and keeping that vibration high. What you imagine will come into life. Okay, nothing that has been created has not been imagined, if you see what I mean. So everything that is around us that is created by man or woman or anyone else, like, that was an idea. Okay, I'm just looking at this gorgeous sandstone angel that my lovely friend Claire bought me. Okay, like, this was someone's idea. Someone had the idea to carve some sandstone into an angel, right? Sunstone, even, sorry. So that was an idea. Okay, so what we need to do is expand our capacity inside our minds, and that will help us expand our capacity outside as well. And remember, there is Money Alchemy Circle, and this month it's all about that. But if you did join now, you'd still have access to it. There's all the back catalogue that's there. So if you did want to dive deep on your container, expanding your container, that's one way of doing it. Now, the word that I picked up on it in your email, Charmaine, was greedy. Okay, so there's definitely a block there. So in effect, what you're saying to the universe is, don't send me too much because then I might feel bad. Like, it's not safe for me to have money, to have more money, to have bigger chunks of money, because I might feel greedy. Yeah. When you hear me say that, you might think, no, of course it's safe for me to have money. But think that word greedy means it's not safe for you to have it. We are called greedy when we consume or expect too much, right? And that's something that I think people in general, but women in particular, have suffered from throughout history. Like, just be grateful for what you have, right? Money is everywhere. Okay, money is everywhere, and we live in a developed world. We can have as much as we want. We don't want as much as we need, because then we'll always be in need. We don't even really want, right? We want desire. So if you desire more money, it is not greedy to have more money, because I know, Charmaine, that you will do good things with that money, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your friends and your family, whether it's for your community, whether it's for the world. Like, you are going to do good things with that money. I know this because these are the people that I attract. Yeah, people who have very good hearts. Okay, so it is not greedy. And I think actually you might have given me an idea for a Money Alchemy Circle theme there, because feeling greedy or feeling like we've got more than we're entitled to can actually shrink that container. So it might expand, but then we go, oh, actually, I know I don't deserve this. And it's it's a core belief of I'm not worthy. Okay, so the Money Magic Foundations, one of the Money Magic Foundations is to speak kindly of money and to money. Now, if you're saying that you feel greedy, that's a negative thing. Like, you can't imagine, like, you had a friend and you said, well, I can't spend 2 hours with you. That's just greedy. Your friend would be like, Money wants to come and spend her time with you, right? And she would love to spend the week with you, the month with you, the year with you, your life with you. Money is a relationship, okay? And it is not greedy to want and to aspire for her to come and stay with you, right? Okay, so there's definitely some work to be done on that greedy, that G word, I think I'm going to call it. Where does it come from? Why is it greedy to want more money? Why is it greedy? And when you actually dig down into that, it will be just because that's what you've been told. That's what society's told you. That's what perhaps your parents or your friends have told you. But it's not the case. And the more money you have, the more people you can help. Okay, so hopefully that helps. I've seen a couple of comments come through, not many. I think it's because I haven't got them set up properly, but I hope you found that useful. I'm going to be sending this out to my email list. If you're not on my email list yet, get on it and I'll send this video out. I've got something really exciting starting next week, so make sure you are on the email list. Make sure you're in the group over on Facebook if you're watching this on YouTube. And yeah, exciting times starting from next week. I've got some wonderful, wonderful people coming to share their amazing stories, which is really humbling, really humbling. So thank you so much for all of your questions. I love doing this. I think I'm going to do it more often. And yeah, let me know if you've got any questions. Drop me an email, drop me a DM, whatever you want to do, and I will do a video to see if I can help you. Okay, take care, and I'll see you soon.